Hi there! I just wanted to start by saying thank you so much for purchasing this product on Etsy. This is actually my very first Figma template, so that's why I decided to do this little tutorial because I know Figma can be a little overwhelming, especially if you're a beginner. But yeah, like I mentioned on the PDF, Figma is a completely free tool. All you need to do is create an account so you can access your files, but you don't need any subscriptions, any payment plans, nothing. And you can use it on your browser, or if you prefer, you can also download the app. Let's start by dragging the .fig file that you downloaded onto Figma, just like so. It takes a few seconds to import the file, so let's wait a little bit. There we go. You click done and you just double click it to open it. And this is where you're going to encounter when you first open it. You have your media kit here on the left, and on the right you have some layers that we're going to use to customize it later on. Okay, so on your left side here, you have your layer menu. This is where you're going to find your main media kit layer. This is the one you're going to be exporting at the end when you're finished, and three other layers that we're going to use to customize some images and your percentage bars. And then on the right side, you just have the menu with the customization options. Okay, let's start by going to your main media kit layer and open it by clicking the arrow. You can see that I divided everything in sections, so it's a little bit easier for you to navigate. Let's start by customizing the intro, which is this part here. You're going to expand the group by clicking the arrow again, clicking on title to edit this bold title. And here on the right side, you can customize the text like so. To customize your username, you go back to the layer menu, you click open to add a name, your name here, and then click on Nani and go to the right side to edit your username as well. If you want to reposition the stars because it doesn't match the text you added, you could just click on decorations and click on this little lock icon here so you can move it freely, and you can also disable it by clicking on this eye icon. Make sure you keep all these tabs closed as you go because it can be really overwhelming if you keep having all these groups open. Now let's work on the biography section. This is the smallest one. All you need to do is open the group, click on this text layer, double click on the text, and write whatever you want. I suggest keeping your biography very short and brief so it doesn't bleed to the bottom and touch the social media section. Also, if you want to add some cute color highlights like I have here, all you need to do is highlight the text with your mouse, go to the right side, click on fill, and choose whatever color you want. Now let's customize your photo card, which is this section here with your image and your username handle. You're going to open the group and you can see that there's a lot of stuff here to customize. Let's start with your username. You're going to click the layer and go to the right menu as per usual so you can customize your social media handle like so. And you can also customize the decorations on top of your photo. If you click on the layer and go to the right side, you can see that you can hide the corners, the circle, oops, there's a little typo, sorry, and also the sparkle. You can also edit the icon on the little bubble above your image by clicking on the layer and using this drop down menu. There's 16 icons to choose from and you can pick the one you prefer. Now to edit your image, this is going to be done on this layer here on the side where it says edit images here. So you're pretty much going to go here to the left menu, open this layer group, click on card photo, click on add photo here, go to the menu on the right, click on fill image, hover your mouse above, and you can upload your own image from your computer. This is a little example that I have. I'm gonna click on fit if you want to just show the entire image, but as you can see, this is a reference sheet, so maybe I just want to zoom in on one of my illustrations. So what I'm gonna do is click on crop. I'm gonna drag the image a little bit out so I can grab the corner, and I'm just gonna zoom it and extend it and position it the way I want. And you can see that whatever image I add here, it's gonna be applied to your media kit. Okay, now let's customize the social media section, which is pretty much one of the most important sections in this kit. So you're just gonna start by expanding the social media section group. And you can see that I added Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter as the main platforms. But I also added an extra one that is currently hidden if you want to add another platform. I'll get to it later. So let's start with customizing all these numbers. You're gonna click on the social media, go to the right menu, and you can see that you have the same fields as you had before. You can customize everything here, your followers, stats. I suggest using stats like your current viewers, monthly views for YouTube, engagement rate. But if you don't want to show any of these stats, you can also hide them by using this little toggle here. Um, let's say, for example, you don't use Instagram or Twitter, whatever. You can just go here to the left side to the layers and just click on the eye icon, and you can see that everything's gonna collapse and it's gonna hide the ones that you don't want. Now, if you want an extra social media platform, you can click on the eye to make it visible. But now you can see that everything looks weird, it's not aligned properly. So what you're gonna do is click on social media section, hover your mouse above the layer on the media kit, and you can see that it creates this little icon with two arrows. You're just gonna click with your mouse, hold it, and drag it so you can adjust the gap between the social medias as you wish. So now that everything looks aligned and great, you're gonna go back to extra, you're gonna open it, and you're just gonna customize everything like you did on the other platforms. But to add your own logo, you're gonna click on bubble, open the group, click on the logo layer, go to the right side, you're gonna click on image under fill, and here you can basically upload your own image. Let me just test a quick one, Cheetos. You can see that it basically updated like the photo card did, but since this is a social media section, I would suggest just using an icon with a transparent background. Okay, let's move forward to the audience section now. This is basically where you're going to display the gender, age, and country statistics of your audience. So you start by editing the title if you want by clicking, going to the right menu and editing here. And you can edit the percentages and titles of all these bars as well. Gender, you can change the M and F letters as well as percentages. For age, you can change whatever age ranges you want and percentages too. And for country, the same thing, country name and percentage. However, Figma doesn't really let you create dynamic bars, so we'll have to do that manually. Here on the right side, you're gonna go to edit bar size group on the left. You're gonna open it. You're gonna click on which one you want to edit. For example, let's do gender first. You're gonna open stats bar, and then you're gonna click on amount, and with your mouse you can basically just make it bigger or smaller. You'll have to eyeball this a little bit to make sure it looks like the percentage you added. For example, if I added like 50%, I will add both like this. And you can see that whatever changes you make here are gonna apply to your template. So this is pretty much how you're gonna edit the percentages. Let me do it again so you understand it better. Let's do age. You're gonna open the age group, select the one you want to edit, and keep opening stats bar until you reach amount. And then with your mouse, you're just gonna make it smaller or bigger. That's basically it. Okay, after audience, let's edit the available for section. This section is pretty much all the services you would provide if a brand reaches out and wants to work with you. So let's just expand the group, and you can edit the title here by clicking available title and going to the right menu as per usual. And you can also change the icon doing the exact same thing, clicking on the layer and using the drop down on the right to select whatever icon you prefer. Now, to change all these points, you're gonna click on service list, open the menu, click edit services here, and then on the right side, you can see that I added 6 lines and also 6 toggles because maybe you don't want to display all of them, so you can fully customize this as you want, and you can also remove or add the sparkle. Alright, let's work on the brand and game sections now. This brand part is basically where you're going to display the logos of brands you've worked with, or even brands you would love to work with in the future. And same goes for games. This is where you're going to display the games you play on stream, and this helps brands basically know what's the vibe of your channel. So let's start with the brand section. We're just gonna open it, open title, and click on brand's title. You're gonna go to the right side and edit the title here like we've been doing. And you're gonna pretty much do the same for games. You're gonna click on game section, open it, open section title, click on games title, and here on the right side you can edit it as well. Now to edit all these images, we're gonna do it here on the right side like we've been doing with all the images. You're gonna open the edit brands and games here and open all these groups. You can open them one by one so it's not too overwhelming. You're gonna click on all of these, click on image under fill, and basically just upload your own image. Make sure that the image is a perfect square, but if not, you can also use the crop trick that I've taught you earlier. After editing the brands and the games, we're going to work on the contact and schedule. This is the very bottom part of your media kit. You're going to go to the layer menu and click on footer section, and you can see that you'll have all the fields here on your right side. So it's important that you have a business email so you can edit here, because this is pretty much how brands are going to reach out to you. Also, if you don't have a schedule, you can just delete it and it will hide it from here. Now that we're done with all the information, the last thing to do is pretty much change the colors and these little images here. So let's start with the images. They're pretty much the same image. You're gonna move here to the right side. You're gonna go to edit images here. You're gonna open it. You're gonna open back image edit. Click on add photo, and you're gonna do the same thing we've been doing. You're gonna click on image under fill and upload your own image. And you can see that it automatically updates your media kit. Now to change the colors of your media kit to better match your aesthetic, all you need to do is click here on the title or on the layer menu, head to the right menu, and you'll see this little tab called selection colors. You're gonna click on the arrow to extend it, and don't forget to scroll all the way down and click on this part that says see all 14 colors or whatever number you see. Now that you clicked it, you can see the entire color palette that we used for this media kit, and you can edit every single color as you wish. What I like to do to make it a little bit easier is go to these colors and bring the percentage all the way to 0 so you can see what the color is affecting, and then just changing it as you like. Now all you have to do is export your media kit. So there's two ways you can do this, or two ways you can present your media kit, which is like this with a background, or you can go here to fill and click this little icon to remove the background. This makes your media kit look a little bit more dynamic and different, but it's really up to you. You can export it as you wish. Now you're gonna click the layer again, head to the export section, and here you can select the file type. You can do PNG, JPEG, or PDF, or even the size. This is actually a pretty big size, so you don't really need to change any of these. And after selecting your file type, you're just gonna click export. So yeah, we're pretty much done. Your media kit is ready to be shared, and I hope it brings you a lot of opportunities. If you find yourself stuck or having any questions, please reach out on Discord or Etsy. I'm happy to help. And thank you so much once again for purchasing the product. I hope you like it.